Okay, we're going to do a word problem now using some right triangle trigonometry, sine, cosine, and tangent. And here's our situation. A radio tower has supporting cables attached to it at points 100 feet above the ground. If the angle of elevation from where the cable is in the ground to where the cable attaches to the tower is 50 degrees, how long is the cable? Well, any word problem, and gets really helpful if we draw a picture. So let's start off with that. Here's our radio tower. And then here's the ground. And we're kind of assuming here that our radio tower is actually perpendicular to the ground, that we have a 90-degree angle here. So we have to do a little bit of assumption along the way, but that makes it so we can actually solve our problem. And again, we assume that that tower actually is a 90-degree angle. So here's the tower. We have our cable attached 100 feet above the ground. So here's our cable. We don't technically know if that cable is at the very top of the tower or if it's just, kind of somewhere attached to the tower, and it really doesn't matter. Here's our cable. Here's where the cable meets the ground. We know that cable is anchored to the tower 100 feet above the ground. So this length of our triangle is 100 feet. It says the angle of elevation from where the cable is in the ground to where the cable attaches to the tower is 50 degrees. So this is our angle at the ground. So the angle of elevation is the angle from where you are looking up. So this is a 50-degree angle. We want to know how long is the cable. So I'm going to call that x. Well, looking at our diagram, from my angle here, this is the opposite side, and this is the hypotenuse. So which trig ratio tells us opposite over hypotenuse? Remember SOHCAHTOA. Opposite and hypotenuse uses sine. So we want to set this up. The sine of 50 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse. And then to solve, let's multiply both sides by x. X times the sine of 50 equals 100. And then we also have to divide by the sine of 50 to get our answer. X equals, and again, make sure that your calculator is in degree mode, not radian. 100 divided by the sine of 50. We get 130.5. We'll run that to 130.5. So the cable is 130.5 feet.